Hey there! Welcome to the show where ex-evangelicals watch and talk about TV shows and movies.
Ones we weren't allowed to watch as kids because, Satan and stuff.
I'm Donovan.
I'm Zach, and Jesus stole our movies.
So let's steal some ancient Aztec treasure, get it scattered across the globe, and then find it and get our movie back.
There are way too many movies that have that exact premise.
I know, right? I mean, it did make it a little broad.
It's the rundown with Dwayne and Sean William Scott.
And become cursed pirates.
Oh, see, you're lame. Captain Blood.
Nope. It's way more generic than that, my friend.
Cutthroat Island.
Nope.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes, sir.
Oh my god, I can't believe I guessed it.
I made it. It was like a shot in the dark. I did make it way too vague, I guess. So my bad. Especially to a dude that reads adventure novels like crazy. I should have thought about that.
Well, it kind of almost counts as National Treasure. That kind of almost counts as, I think, Fool's Gold, which is a romantic comedy adventure film.
You know,
Also, may count as indie. No, indie stuff is like the cover.
right.
Depends on what you're reading.
And human
Yeah,
organs if you're going down the Temple of Doom route.
yeah, Kalima.
And metal is balls. But hey there, everybody. Welcome back. We hope you're having a good time. We hope you enjoyed the new year because it is now 2026. Pam, 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 pam. So we are in it together. We're going to try to get through this year and make it fun and make it great and memorable and say fuck y'all to the haters and to the people trying to bring down society. Fuck them people. Things
Yeah,
are
fuck these
shit
clowns,
right
man.
now. So let's have some fun and talk about shit. What are we talking about today, Zach?
We are talking about the 1992, um, 1992 very crass, blatant cash grab that is Three Ninjas.
How dare you, sir? This is a generational treasure to some.
I guess. By generational treasure, you mean they took the ideas of three different things, smushed them together, and said, "Hey, this is successful."
Yeah, that's about right. I mean, that's how you make things work, right? You just
Yeah.
take and grab from things that you know people like, and you just make your own, make quote unquote your own thing out of it.
Well, it's better than 17 remakes of the same three movies, you know?
No, we just got three of them. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba, because
It's fine. It's fine.
there's
It's
four of
slight,
them.
it's slightly original-ish.
Yeah, well, it's
And
like it's obviously a hit because it garnered three sequels.
I guess so.
We got four of these motherfuckers in the bank.
Which is crazy. Hopefully we don't have to talk about all four of them. We might just to, pad the numbers out, but I don't know. This was
I've
an interesting watch for me.
I can't even remember which ones I've seen. I don't remember if I've seen this one. I think I might have only seen like Kick Back or Knuckle Up, which
I
is awesome subtitles for kids movies.
Which is cool. Yeah, but like, yeah, why not make it a little serious? So, what was your experience with this movie growing up?
I never saw it. I had a buddy that had it. Uh, and then when I was like a teenager, I saw one of them because everyone was talking about it all the time. And they're like, "You never seen Three Ninjas?" So I finally saw it when I was a teen. But like I said, I think it was Knuckle Up. I don't even think it was this one because Rocky changes in all of them.
Oh,
And
does he?
yeah, and I think that it was a different Rocky. So I was like, this isn't my Rocky. I don't think this is the right one for me.
Was one
So
of those Rockies the Blue Ranger from Power Rangers Turbo?
I don't think so.
Because I had it in my head that the Blue Ranger from Power Rangers Turbo
hmm
was in Three Ninjas, but this was not that kid.
No, the guy that plays Colt looks kind of like him. Maybe that's where you got it from.
It's a very similar haircut.
Yeah, it's that typical 90s bowl cut. But yeah, that's
Hey,
basically my what's up?
nobody had 90s hair in this movie. Like, yeah, he had like a 90s bowl cut, but nobody had
The middle
the
part.
undercut with the middle part. Yeah,
Yeah,
good
yeah,
for
yeah.
maybe 92 was too early.
Yeah, probably. You're looking at a 96 or 95 or thing. Yeah, I don't think this was kept from me though. I think it was just the fact that I grew up in a not so, you know, well-off place, so we didn't get a lot of movies and stuff unless they were old as shit. So I think that's why I didn't see it. What about you, sir?
Yeah, this was a no-go for me. I saw this trailer all the time on videotapes that we would get at the um, video store.
Yeah.
Like, and in the video store itself, you'd see the trailers for Three Ninjas and be like, that looks like the coolest thing. They're kids like me, but they're ninjas. But no freaking way. There's no martial arts in our house. There was no violence, like kids doing violence in our house. It
Yeah.
was yeah. It was a very interesting kind of deal. And we've already talked about in our house as a kid, in my house as a kid, like back in the day, there was a weird anti-Asian sentiment, and that's a thing with the church, is like rejecting any type of Eastern philosophy. So I'm sure that was part of it. They didn't want like kids learning evil Eastern mysticism.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, I saw this trailer all over the freaking place, and I absolutely like wanted to die to see this movie as a child. But this is the first time I've ever seen it, and I'm kind of impressed and kind of like, ugh. At the same time, they made some poor choices in this film, and we're going to
Yeah.
talk about
Yeah.
it. So, what was the Christian response to this movie?
Okie dokie. Well, as you guys know, or as you may not know, if you're this is your first time listening, what we like to do is we like to take these movies that we haven't seen because of our Christian parents or things like that, and we look at the Christian responses to these films to see what the consensus was in the church and why they didn't want these movies around or if they were okay with them. And this movie, according to MovieGuide.org, is not a good one.
Why is
It
that?
it has got a -3,
Oh my God! Does
which
somebody
is
fall toward a grinder?
which is usually reserved for things like excessive sex, violence, immorality, and worldview problems.
Worldview problem and cockroaches.
Yep.
Don't
Here's
forget about those cockroaches.
here is the content that which gives it a -3. One, obscenity. Two, exclamatory profanities. Throwing ninja stars, aggressive ninja fighting, red-eyed ninja with painted face, shootings, punchings, car collisions, destructions of property, heel stomping, slashing with swords, use of smoke bombs and blinding powders, man thrown against trees, sword hand striking, raids, kidnapping, implied murder, and putting diuretic in coke.
Oh man, they really don't like kids altering food and beverage, do they?
No, it seems not, man.
And man gets thrown against tree is a like, don't let your children watch that because Satan will get in their bones.
The final consensus for Movie Guide on this movie: a violent tale and Walt Disney packaging. Three ninjas entices children to mimic the aggressive behavior. The combination of ninja with exciting music, humor, and characters is propagandistic. Ninja,
What?
yeah, ninja combat is based on Oriental religious philosophy, which opens the mind up to a deadly spiritual influence.
Oh
The
my
movie
God.
attacks the biblical worldview by presenting ninja as a respectable way of life, even if it is steeped in mysticism, superstition, and shaman. Also, Three Ninjas has many story loopholes and a hokey plot.
What? It really doesn't. I mean, what loopholes
I love
other
how
than
they
he's
get
an idiot?
they get they get one final jab in at the end, like all these horrible, evil, demonic things. Also, it's kind of shaky in plot.
Here's my question that I cannot reckon with, and this is one of the things that kind of drove me away from being a believer. Um, they cite specifically in what you just read, Eastern mysticism, Eastern philosophy has deadly spiritual consequences. So what you're telling me is that an entire, very large segment of the world population is just constantly under the influence of demonic influence, like demonic
Yep.
possession and horrible, awful things, like just because they don't have the same, ethos as you.
Yeah.
It's kind of, to me, that disqualifies your philosophy because you can't understand that other people might think a different way than you. You know what I mean? I find that kind of really gross. Like, oh, there has an evil influence. So, like, that's why all these evangelists are like following the Great Commission, like go into all the world and preach and preach and preach and preach, because you think just because somebody is from another hemisphere than you, like that means that they have more Satan. It's very disgusting.
Oh yeah. And there's so many caveats and like things that go hand in hand with that too. You know, like the idea that some people only do it to like gather souls to make their soul cleaner, that kind of thing. You know what I'm talking
Mhm.
about? Or like if I can get more people to convert to my Christianity, that'll make me look good with the big guy when I get up there, that kind of thing. So it's not even really steeped in salvation, it's steeped in your own selfish morality. And then and then there's the other one too, but I fucking forgot about it. Oh man, but there's just so many ways that people pull that shit off. It's so gross. Ugh.
I can't. I hate that. I hate it so much. Like, what? You're literally just dismissing an entire culture of people just
Hmm.
because they don't. They have East. So where's Jerusalem? Where's Judea?
Hmm.
Like, where is Israel? Where is that not in the East? You know what I mean? Like, hello? Like,
Yep.
you don't get to claim that and say Eastern philosophy when your shit is from the Middle East. Like anything. Well, where's the hemisphere? Where's the hemisphere? Let's do a little bit of geography.
Uh-oh.
Fun with the tism this morning.
Yeah. Fuck this shit. We're going old school. We're looking up a map in this piece. We're rolling out the globe. Right now, Zach's putting on a monocle. He's spinning that bitch. He's slapping the globe. Let's find out where the hemisphere is, Zach. And in five, four, three, two, one.
Hey,
I
hey,
really, I
don't
really,
rush me.
I really oversold this.
Hey, don't rush me. Don't rush me. Trying to see where it is. I need a picture. Okay,
Hacking into the mainframe.
so yeah, like Israel, Jerusalem, Palestine, Palestine, like historical Palestine. That's what that region is called, not post 1948 colonialist psychopaths. That is definitely east of the Prime Meridian. So, all right.
So
Also,
go fuck yourselves.
isn't a lot of Europe technically east of the Prime Meridian?
Uh-oh.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I think Italy is technically east of whatever, man.
You're
Whatever.
you're telling me that a pasta fazool is Eastern philosophy? No wonder we weren't allowed to have it at church potluck.
Live, laugh, love is Eastern philosophy.
And leave and laugh and love. Get that shit out of my house.
Get that shit out of here.
You get the
So
demonic.
I know they don't mean specifically post an anti like meridian. Like,
Hmm.
I know they don't mean that, but it's just like you're an idiot. I'm sorry. That's one of the things that I just can't grok with. Like, you have the whole problem of evil.
Hmm.
Why would a loving and benevolent God allow evil to exist? Sure, that should disqualify a lot of people from that philosophy. Also, you just don't believe in my weird 33-year-old carpenter man and his 12 dudes he hung out with in the desert. Okay. Oh, you just happen to be Eastern? you're gonna die. Like, okay, you have demons in your shit because you're from the Eastern Hemisphere. Does not make any sense to me.
I mean,
It's foul.
look at how that's what I was gonna say earlier, is look how easily that they can write off everyone else going to hell. You know what I mean? I can have a full-fledged relationship with you, but you're a dirty person that's gonna go to hell when you die.
Yeah,
And it's like,
we're gonna talk about something like that a little bit later in this movie. Yeah,
isn't that
absolutely.
like I think about that sometimes, you know what I mean? Remembering because when I was a kid, and we're taught that from fucking tiny people, where they're
Mhm.
like, "Oh, that's gonna be your friend's gonna go to hell if you can't help save them." And you're like, "Oh, that's cool." So even when you're like 8 years old, you have to wrestle with the fact that this is my best friend Johnny, and because he's Jewish, he's gonna go to hell. But we're
Yeah,
gonna try to play Transformers right now and pretend,
yeah.
but I'm gonna have to look at him when he's Starscream and be like, buddy, I got bad news for you." It's fucked up.
Well, you can tell who's going to hell by what Transformers they choose,
Yeah, right. I built to be a Decepticon.
right?
Uh-oh.
Prime. Uh,
Yeah, right.
like,
He picked Starscream. That's the real issue.
yeah, you know that person's going to hell. Like, oh shit, watch out for them. Um,
I
because Jesus,
transform it to a pistol.
Jesus is the right of all sentient beings. Like, no, no, Optimus, stop, stop.
God is the all-smart.
Oh God, the matrix of leadership is the Bible. Oh no.
Roll out.
Um, so let's get into it, shall we?
I guess so. Let's do this. Let's get our snacks out and get ready to be all tum-tum in this bitch.
Tumming it up. Yeah, baby.
There's one of them, I think it might be Knuckle Up, where like he's about to get crushed by a door or something, and he saves the day by like either eating his ho-hos or like no, his ding-dongs. Eating his ding-dongs or like shoving them under the door. Because then there's a big joke about like my ding-dongs. So
Um,
weird.
because that's the funniest shit I've ever heard in my life.
When you're like 8, you're like, ha 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 ha,
You
ding
said,
dong.
you said ding dong. You said ding dong, Terry. Um, I don't know. I don't
Don't
know.
know why I was saying that, but it's just a like one of my strongest memories of these movies, I guess.
So funny you should mention that because one of my strongest memories of this movie, of these movies, I don't know which one it was, but was first off the masks and the color coded uh, geese, which
Yeah.
they totally did not use nearly enough, and they could have sold the entire franchise off of having them have cool ninja outfits.
Yep, yep,
But
yep.
this movie is an amalgamation of four very specific things. Somebody saw Ninja Turtles was popular. Somebody saw that Karate Kid was popular, and somebody saw that Home Alone made a lot of money. And also, about 1992 is when like ninja stuff was at a peak. So you have like this is technically, and what I considered as I was watching this, this felt like Canon Films Junior.
Okay, I get what you're
It's just
saying.
like aged down to kids instead of like being a bunch of tons of gunfire and boobies and like death and blood and shit on Canon Films. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
all the same beats as like a late 80s trashy action movie,
yeah.
but with kids. And I thought that was actually kind of endearing and cool.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying. That makes a lot of sense.
But it definitely feels like a crass cash grab
hmm
because it is so transparently Home Alone and um, Karate Kid and Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, and some of the production value you can tell it's like a little lackluster. Like the score sounds like an after school special.
Oh my god, the score is dog shit. There's parts of the score like has real like 80s action movie vibes to it, and then
hmm
there's parts of the score that literally sound like the music from Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker.
Our fucking Adventures in Odyssey.
Yeah, like
It's like bing, 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 bing.
yeah, there's literally a bit in there that like sounds like the same MIDI horn sound that is in the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that is in the Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker when like you're running around the big town. It's either the big town or your home island. So
Hmm.
that's my favorite Legend of Zelda, and it's just got that bop 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 bop. It's just like okay, but they're in the middle of fighting for their lives. Why are we doing this?
Right.
Why we're doing this, of course, is because the studios and the producers felt that the movie ended up being too violent.
Hmm.
Um, and there's a lot of violence in this movie, and these kids are using deadly martial arts weapons, so they had to add a more plucky score, and there are like cartoon sound effects added to some of the strikes and attacks, so it feels more cartoonish. Which like you couldn't just make a hard boiled ass violent ass action movie with these three kids being traumatized for the rest of their lives. So like having a fun weekend with their grandpa, learning how to be ninjas, and then they're pulling people's throats out and shit with tiger claws. Be like, oh god,
Yeah, if
traumatized for life.
you want to see something like that, I recommend the movie Becky. That shit
Yeah.
was dope, dude. Did you see that? It's got Kevin James as a white supremacist. He's the
Oh
villain.
god.
Yeah, man, he's the villain. And this is like this little girl, like her family gets taken over by his little gang, and she just decides that she's gonna take on the whole fucking gang and like, oh, it's super violent and fucked. It's she just
How
destroys
old is
them.
she?
Like 11.
Oh cool.
Yeah, yeah, it's
That's
rad.
fun. Oh, let's do that. I want to watch that now.
Yeah, it's
Um,
rad, dude. But no, I agree with you. As far as that other cut goes, there is an international copy that I saw referred to as that was available on Hulu for a little while, where it was more fight scenes and stuff, and the cartoon sound effects were taken out. But yeah, it was kind of lame. I think Disney made that call after they got the distribution rights for it. They were like,
yeah.
"This is a little too much." So if you watch, there's a lot of zoinks, bang, boom, pow. Yeah.
Somebody's
Fucking
honking on a rubber chicken in the background, like, "Oh, we'll make it safe for kids. It'll be
yeah,
okay."
right. Yeah.
All right, so let's get into it, shall we?
Let's do it to it.
They're three kids spending the summer with their grandfather, learning the ways of the ninja.
Mind, body, spirit are one.
It was all supposed to be fun until the game suddenly turned real.
Old man, take the money.
Grandpa, what's going on?
Nice of you to drop in.
Now three young brothers are caught in the middle of an incredible adventure.
They're just kids. I want them found now.
And those little dudes are ours.
And they'll need everything they've learned, plus a few new tricks
We need a plan.
Where are those little boogers?
to even the
We
odds.
should run.
You just get those kids tonight.
We should hide. Should kick their butts. Prepare for phase one.
There is no excuse. They're just kids.
You're a geek. You just hate us.
This summer, they've learned all the lessons,
I want those kids.
Phase two. Phase two.
done all the homework.
Bummer.
Now they're just out to have a good time.
See ya.
They're three ninja kids.
Those little kids are dangerous.
We open on mysterious and slightly racist generic strings and flutes, and a title card punctuated with shuriken shows up on screen. The voiceover plays as we see someone approaching three sleeping kids, sounding less like Sam Spade and more like Salute Your Shorts.
Mm.
We learn that these little boys go to get trained by. We learn that these three little boys go get trained in ninjutsu by their grandpa instead of going to camp every summer. So
That's
presumably
fucking rad.
this is. Yeah, that's sick. Like, who wants to go to fucking camp and get picked on by Devin? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I don't want to go to computer camp again. I want to go learn how to
yeah.
be a goddamn Ninja Turtle with Grandpa.
I don't want to go to camp. They always play a game called Smear the Queer. And guess who's the queer? It's me.
Every time.
Every single fucking time. Autobiographical comment, by the way. But yeah, you go to ninja training? Hell yeah, dude. That's rad as hell. The sibling antagonism voiceover plays over a vignette of ninja training for the boys, making us wonder just where the line between martial arts discipline and child abuse begins and ends.
That's for you to decide.
Because like
every child is different.
You've seen like martial arts films where like there's a little tiny boy and the dad's like whooping him with bamboo sticks.
Yeah,
like, keep your leg up for an hour and a half. Like no, I think Donnie Yen's character does that in Iron Monkey.
That would make sense.
And then in Legend of the Red Dragon, which is kind of Lone Wolf and Cub, kind of, but Chinese.
Yeah.
Jet Li does that to his son. He like makes him train, and he like throws rocks at his head and shit. Like,
I mean,
oh my god!
They do it in the fucking Karate Kid.
Oh, they're hitting little Daniel up with rocks in his head.
In the Jackie Chan remake with Will Smith's kid. Yeah. Jaden, that was his name. Yeah. There's like Jackie Chan was going fucking ham on him, dude. Who's crying and shit.
Have you ever seen the Kung Fu Killer?
No, that sounds rad though. What the fuck?
It's Donnie Yen has to track down this guy who's killing these people, and he's using a very specific style of martial arts.
Ooh.
And so Donnie Yen I think Donnie Yen left doing martial arts behind. He has to retrain himself. So you see all these like instances of him figuring out. It's a detective story. You know how I love Odd Detective. It's a detective story through the lens of figuring out who the killer is because of the martial arts that he uses.
Oh shit, that's cool.
There's certain clues that happen. He sees the guy's forearms are all scarred up because he's like forearm dropping like big bowls of like rock salt and shit to like build up the scabs on his forearms. And, it's so good. I think it might still be on HBO Max.
Kung Fu Killer.
It's called the Kung Fu Killer. Yeah,
the
fights are pretty cool too. And there's like a reason to do it. It's like a nice detective story. But
hell yeah.
The voiceover fades out to a poorly scored training montage that for all the world sounds like the music from Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker as Grandpa puts the boys through their training. There's wooden training dummies, breaking bottles with your bare fists, the old classic carry water as impractically as humanly possible, and to top it all off, attack your granddad with deadly martial arts weapons.
That's what we've all wanted to do, right? Every time we've looked at our grandpa, we're like, man, if I could just take a bow staff to the side of his head.
I want to throw shurikens at my granddad. Like, shut up, Steve. Go home. You guys don't understand. Their grandpa pulls up to Griffith Park, by the way. Has Griffith Park ever not looked exactly like itself in every film it's ever been in? I think I recognize one of the trees that they're walking past. I was like, oh, I've seen too many movies. This is every bad asylum film ever. Just go shoot in that park that's outside of LA, and we have the same 4 trees that everybody walks past. They attack their grandpa with like swords and bow staves and shuriken, and they're just like wailing on him. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, but he defends himself like a pro though.
Yeah.
Hopping up in trees and shit. They're like, where did he go? And he's just like, up here, boys.
Up here, boys. With the world's worst stunt double ever. Because the guy playing the grandpa's name is Victor Wong, I believe. And he is definitely not a martial artist. Because you can tell he's an elderly man. And his body acts like an elderly man, but they sub in a guy that literally has pads underneath his clothes to make him look chubbier. And he's doing all these flips and crazy shit. It's actually, there's a moment later where he like grabs his back and you can see the padding on the back of his, underneath his shirt kind of squish in.
Yeah.
Because it's like just a bodysuit.
And the horrible fake facial hair.
Oh, it's bad. And you could very clearly on him. It's kind of horrible. Training path Granddad gifts the boys color-coded masks and cool ninja names, as they again are hellishly mean to each other because, I don't know, brothers in movies or something. Like, they're just fucking shit pieces to each other, man. Be nice. I don't know. Are your kids assholes to each other?
I mean, a little bit, not like
Oh.
this. I mean, I get it to a degree, but it's mostly like, you're touching my stuff. Leave me alone. It's not like this where they're like, you're a piece of shit.
Gone are Sam Jr., Jeff, and Michael. In their places now stand the three ninja warriors. Rocky, cool and stable as granite, gifted the green mask. Colt, swift and free-spirited in a mask of blue. And Tum Tum. Yes, the most fearsome ninja warrior of them all, named because he likes to eat.
Yep.
Okay. Whatever. Because fat is funny, but he's not a chubby kid. I don't understand it. Very strange. The boys are grateful and glad for their new names and masks. Tum Tum proudly saying that he can't wait to show it to their dad. Rocky hints at a contentious relationship with their father, however, and Grandpa also looks very sad, saying their dad is a very busy man.
Typical 90s dad.
Right? And the dad looked very familiar. I just didn't recognize him.
No, I didn't pull anything for me. I didn't see him in anything that I know of.
Did you recognize the villain?
No, I did, however, recognize the partner, the dad's partner in the FBI.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I was about to look really quick. Clifton Powell. That's who I'm thinking of. He's in a lot of stuff.
Who the partner?
Yeah.
I swear I recognize the dad, but I can't.
Dude's got
Okay.
275 credits.
Who, the dad or
The
Clifton
partner.
Powell?
Clifton Powell, yeah, the partner.
Well, what else was he in that I might recognize?
Fuck, man.
Didn't see.
Let's go all the way back to the 90s.
Jeez. The 1890s. What's Victor Wong? His IMDb went all the way back to like 1935.
1935.
1945. Yeah.
Damn,
They're
dude.
old black and white, like Yellow Peril movies. It's like, oh, poor man. I'm glad you got some roles, but yeesh. Smash cut to a limo pulling into a scummy warehouse where a sleazy 80s caricature of a drug dealer awaits, looking like Devin from HR cosplaying as Don Johnson and Scarface at the same time. And this man is accompanied by the most conspicuous motherfucker you have ever seen outside of the Foot Clan. Like, you know those are for night stealth, right? But every
Mhm.
time we see ninjas, they're always conspicuously dressed as ninjas. Not like, we're not supposed to be here. We're not supposed to be visible. Like, they're
Right.
wearing their nighttime clothes for, like, stealth attacks. Like, any other time a ninja would be dressed as a farmer or a baker or, you know, the noodle shop guy. He just has
Blending
17
in.
knives hidden on his body, you know?
Right.
Because that's what ninja do.
That's
They
what
vanish.
if I learned anything from Splinter, you stick to the shadows.
Mhm.
But no, not these dummies. Just walking out gallivanting with their swords on their back.
As tense guitars and jazzy hi-hats play in proper action movie style, a man gets out of the limo on some total nasty-ass brown-face bullshit,
Yeah.
looking like an Italian wearing a keffiyeh, and orders a sleazy drug man and offers the sleazy crime lord a briefcase full of the sharpest of cheddar. This is proper low-budget action movie stuff, a la Canon Films, as the two racist stereotypes make their deal. Suitcase of cash for homemade-looking RPGs, bazooka rounds, 4th of July fireworks, whatever. But the guy has to flex his ninja skills, and he like cracks through the crate with his elbow. He's like, "Whoa!" The other dude's like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Pump the brakes there, pal.
Right. He raises his fist to elbow the fucking crate, and the guy in front of him kind of looks concerned. Like, please don't hit me.
He could do that to my face. My beautiful mustache. No.
It took me
Um,
forever to put on this racist makeup.
but just like any classic 80s action flick, it's a sting. The limo driver, who's the Three Ninjas' dad, pulls a gun and tells a sleazy crime lord, who we learned here is named Snyder, that the jig is up, and a pile of FBI jackboots run in, armed to the teeth. But just like any classic 80s action flick, it's a trap. And in full ass daylight, ninjas in all black descend from the warehouse roof because nobody would have noticed them in broad daylight. And Snyder is a weirdo, charismatic villain, saying something equal parts snarky and creepy. As he neck chops the brown faced guy and scampers off with him slung over his shoulder with the briefcase, because he can't, the briefcase is chained to the brown faced guy's um, wrist.
Mm.
Dad gives chase. And we see Snyder check the money, finding out that it's all blanks.
Haha.
The chase, it seems, is short lived, and the two adversaries end up on the roof. Snyder looks cornered as Dad points his gun. But just like any classic 80s action flick, Snyder's got a plan. A super stealth teleporting helicopter the Dad couldn't possibly have ever heard coming flies over the edge of the roof. The dudes on the chopper, which it's a helicopter. You know there's a helicopter. What the fuck? Maybe those are all the plot holes they were talking about in the movie guide. The dudes on the chopper open fire at Dad, sending him diving for cover amid a shower of bullets and sparks. Snyder leaps off the roof into the waiting rope ladder, cackling as he makes good his escape. And like he's just hanging onto the rope ladder, and they just
right.
like, oh no! They fly away very slowly too. It's like, away!
And you could tell it's like an actual old school effect. Like this is legit a dude on a fucking ladder that they filmed. Like they probably spent most of the budget on this helicopter rental,
Yeah.
and this dude that they just fucking harnessed to a rope ladder. You see him floating in the wind. I'm watching this like this just feels way more dangerous than it needs to be for this fucking movie. That dude's just gonna snap off the line, go flying. Oh, what's his eulogy? Oh, well, he died doing what he loved.
It's like, or they fly between buildings, and an errant breeze makes him swing out and smack into the wall of the building. Just like,
Oh my God.
No, Tyler, no!
Wind blows him into a smokestack.
He was 2 days away from retirement.
His pension was just almost finished.
Dad's partner rolls up, way too hype, and we see this as a theme throughout the rest of the movie. And Dad still insists that they need to get the ringleader, despite the mountains of evidence in the warehouse below. Elsewhere at Snyder's lair, we're introduced to another cringe stereotype lawyer who, like, this was like, oh, I don't know, man. I didn't, because, like, you always think of that as like a 70s and 80s thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't know they were doing this shit that late into the 90s. I guess it was only 92, but, like, he's definitely sniveling, nebbish, like, Jewish lawyer. That's like, this is not comfortable. We are also introduced to a hulking henchman, the traditional heavy, who somebody's going to have to fight before the end of the movie, and he's the big bad. And this guy I actually recognize without having to look him up. That is Professor Tanaka, or Toru Tanaka. He wrestled in the 70s in the WWF, which is the 70s version before they dropped the W and became even more evil than any other pro wrestling organization already is. But yeah, he was tag team champions with Mr. Fuji when Mr. Fuji actually wrestled before he became a manager.
Oh, shit.
It's good to see the boys getting work, is what I'm saying.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, it's good to see the boys getting work. Yeah, you know, they're down here being henchmen, what? Villains, what? Bank robbers, what? You got your old guy, your old. Actually, I'm really tired. I think I'm gonna go back to bed.
All right.
What? That's the bottom line.
All right, there he goes. He's drifting off. Yeah, he got his moment. I think he's good now.
Do you think
I
he
wanna
snores with a hell yeah? Hell yeah. Or, what?
I don't know, but go tuck him in really quick. He likes the blanket under his chin, or he's gonna wake up, start yelling again.
It's better by time for Stevie, and that's the bottom line. Okay, Steve. Okay, Uncle Steve, calm down. I said it's better by time for Uncle Steve. So give me some of that chalky milk wiser and a donny, and I'm gonna go right to bed. That's the bottom line.
I told you to cuddle them up. Jesus.
Yeah, dude. Snyder thinks that all this scenery looks awful tasty looking, and he begins to snack on everything in sight as he explains the weird twisted org chart that is this movie. Apparently, Mr. Mori, the Three Ninjas' granddad and trainer, is the very man who taught Snyder the way of the ninja. And Mr. Mori's daughter married Sam Douglas, the FBI agent that's been trying to bring Snyder in for all his crimes.
Yeah, see, I understand now why I never got the fucking plot of this movie when I was a kid.
It's like, if the kid is not paying attention to this very close, they're going to be like, why is he bothering these little boys?
Yep.
Like, leave him alone.
He must really hate their paper route.
These damn kids leaving all these newspapers.
Keep throwing them on my roof.
I slip on them every time. I swear I'm going to break my neck. What is his voice? His voice is so ADR because, like, you know that the actor couldn't get that depth to sound good on set, so they had to post-production voice record him being down here like this. It's so good to be bad. It would be even funnier if he was like a very, very flamboyantly just English man. It's good to be bad. It's Robin Leach. The whole thing is like, I've got so much money. I could dip 3 ninjas in 24 karat gold every single day for 17 years. He's so rich. So, to get his revenge on Sam, or to get him to leave him alone for a while, he's going to pay Mr. Mori a visit. Wahaha, evil guy stuff. Okay. You know, whatever. I think he has a line that says, it's so good being bad. And you're like, you're not supposed to know you're bad.
Yep, he does, because it's like, tell them if they don't get the kids, and I'm gonna kill them.
It's like,
oh God.
You're not supposed to revel in it. You're supposed to be like convincing that you are right in the situation, even though you're doing the wrong thing to achieve the right. You know what I mean? Even if he is wrong, he has to believe he is in the right. That's how a good villain works. Cut to the boys cooking lunch while Mr. Mori talks to their mom on the phone about their dad not spending any time with them. And Bud, let me tell you, lunch is a very generous label to put on whatever the hell your man's tum-tum is making in that pan. Because yeesh, it's like whatever this foul slop is, and they're like flinging it all over the kitchen, and like they're cooking like lunatics. It's very this is the like child version of the cooking scene in Warriors of Virtue. Like, they don't have kung fu skills to cook. They're literally just like flinging the shit at high speed. It's probably all very hot, you know, like, oh, somebody gets it across the face and they just have like magma dripping down their face. Tons of scars for the rest of their life.
Tom Tom.
Later. Tom Tom! Oh, I'm sorry,
no.
I just want a snack. Later, as they presumably eat a completely different lunch that looks infinitely more palatable, they discuss ninja wisdom. This is where we probably see a lot of the Christians drop off.
Yeah.
A ninja is a friend to the environment around him. A ninja is honest. Ninja never use their abilities on someone weaker than themselves, which the boys seem not to take to heart. They're like, yeah, we can just whoop everybody's ass because nobody's as fast or as strong as us. Like, oh my God, you guys did not get it.
I mean, they do take it easy on those bullies at school.
Yeah, they do actually do a very good job. I thought that's coming up late. That's coming up later, and it's actually a very nice scene.
Yeah, because Caught was ready to fuck those Jews up.
Oh, yeah. The 4 grasp hands, stating that together they're stronger, and no way will that be important later in the movie. A buzz at the door has Mr. Mori checking outside, and when the boys go to see what's up, they see Mr. Snyder approaching, and the house is surrounded by goofy-looking ninjas in their black stealth clothes and safety goggles. apparently. They have their ninja masks, and then there's like plastic safety goggles like you would have to wear on a shop floor
Mhm.
in their costume. It's very silly. Like, why do you need, I don't know, because they know other ninja fight with pepper balls and stuff? I'm not sure.
Because children are dangerous and have pointy edges.
And if you're going to menace children with swords and shuriken, you might as well protect your eyes because they are, in fact, very sharp.
Yeah, and these dudes are so fucking on to Kevin McAllister bullshit. You definitely need some safety goggles.
The ninjas have come to attack Mr. Mori at Snyder's behest, and attack they do. There's Jackie Chan style environmental comedic japes, cartoon sound effects, and the world's worst body double, schoolyard pranks, and children beating grown men in combat. All the while, the score cannot fucking decide whether it's goofy fun time or serious combat. I'm just like, oh my god, the score is like they're in the middle of a fight. Like you need to have bam, 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 bam,
Right.
instead of like why are you going to the polka dance?
Well, to be fair, they are doing some of the goofiest shit with while they're fighting these dudes.
Yeah, and
Like Colt was rolling under those fucking planter boxes and jumping back and forth. I was like, this is taking too long. Kick him in the balls.
pick up the ball. They literally did the schoolyard trip where one of them goes down on their hands and knees behind the guy.
They did that multiple times.
Yeah. And you're the Jackie Chan guy. You didn't like this stuff?
I did. It was just a little heavy-handed. You know what I mean? It was a little too I mean, obviously the choreography is not going to be the best because they're children, but it felt a little bit like the guys that they were hitting were jumping back early and that kind of shit. It felt a little too like, nah. I mean, growing up watching Power Rangers and shit, you know, like, man, come on, I need to hear some cha cha.
Oh, dude, there was enough key eyes in this movie to make you sick.
I must have not been hearing them. I must be blind to the kias, thanks to JDF.
The entire first scene and them training and fighting Grandpa the first time is all, yeah, 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 yeah. It's like, okay, let's turn this shit off. The boys and Granddad beat the goons, and Snyder slow claps disdainfully, ribs Mr. Mori for his rundown house and scrawny students. Mr. Mori says his worst mistake he ever made was training Snyder. Snyder says he could send Mr. Mori some better students, to which Mr. Mori says, I train ninja, not murderers. And, but, how do ninja work? Because I'm sure a lot of those ninja were assassins back in the day. I think that's specifically why you train a bunch of people to disappear into nowhere and blend into every social situation and just give them a pile of knives made out of farming implements. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like in Jake and the Neverland Pirates, the kids cartoon, where like pirates don't steal, and you're like, that's
Yeah.
not that doesn't make sense, buddy.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, we're teaching kids a moral lesson, so I guess it's fine. Ugh.
I mean, it is good to tell children that murder's bad.
Yeah, you know,
Uh,
the bar is already set so low. So, yeah, we got to try. You got to try to excel somehow. Snyder insists that Mr. Mori train his men because, well, they suck. He says he'll make.
Pay?
He says he'll pay Mr. Mori very well, but Mr. Mori knows something else is up. Snyder then threatens Sam Douglas, telling Mori to get the FBI off his back or he'll kill the kid's dad, hurt Mori's daughter, and hurt Mr. Mori himself.
Hmm.
Now, also when I was watching this with the subtitles, it came up anytime they were talking about his name, it came up Maury, which is definitely
Mr.
not
Murray.
yeah. Maury, Mr. Maury, like Maury Povich, which is definitely not how that name is spelled. It was Mori. I didn't want to be a weird otaku nerd, like a fucking weeb, and be like Mori-san, 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 and like I would sound like the biggest douchebag if I did that the whole script. But when Mr. Snyder leaves, Mr. Mori is suitably mad at the boys for putting themselves in danger when he told them specifically to stay put. But the tension is broken with a joke, and I thought this was actually pretty funny. There were some decent jokes in this movie. There was one later that I was actually like, ha, ha, ha. He should have laughed at that on screen or whatever. They says like, because he stepped out to fight like 20 guys by himself, and they said,
Yeah.
a ninja should never be overconfident, Grandpa. And he's like, yeah,
You
you get a pass.
you
I'm
got
not mad.
me.
Later, Mr. Mori introduces new training techniques by using a special dummy, teaching the boys to hit specific points on the body, accompanied by the dummy's eyes lighting up. Neck, chest, armpits, and if all else fails, punch him right in the dangler. Timeless ninja wisdom indeed.
Hell yeah,
It's-
man.
And like they're right in the middle of the most recognizable part of Griffith Park. Like I have seen like 90 bad movies where like 90 terrible actors have walked past the same tree behind them. And if I am wrong, if that is not the same tree in Griffith Park, I am sorely mistaken, but it looks like every asylum movie. Like, oh, we have to go pretend this cave is a secret lair. There's a dragon. There's a dragon over there. And we're just gonna walk around in the woods for like 4 hours, videotape it, and people will think it's a movie. Like, no, it's terrible. Someone please stop them.
You forgot about editing it really quick on CapCut. Now it's a feature film.
God. Ugh. Go home. You're drunk, Asylum. Their ball tap training now concluded, the boys' granddad head home to the city, singing joyful classic children's songs about shooting a teacher? What the fuck? Did you hear this?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I was
like,
wondering if you were
oh.
going to comment on that.
God. They changed the lyrics for On Top of Spaghetti.
Yep.
Something about blasting their teacher with a 45. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly, man.
That's not cool. More shitty media siblings bully even more than usual as Colt harangues his brother about a girl on their street that Rocky is either just friends with or is crushing on. And it's about as juvenile and shitty as you can possibly imagine. It's just like shitty kids, threats of violence against each other, like, oh, I'll kill you, butthead. Like, oh my God.
Yeah. I'm going to tie you to the bumper of that car over there.
I hope you get dragged down the street until all your skin peels off, you little piece of shit. That's your brother, dude.
That's
oh my God.
my point.
He's a piece of shit. I told you.
I know him better than all of you.
When they see their dad, the boys get excited, babbling about how much they learned that summer. He gets frustrated when they explain their new names and talks shit about karate in general.
Yeah.
Dad is a dirty, rotten heel. Like, oh man. He's like, yeah, my new name is blah, blah, blah. My new name is blah, blah, blah. He's like, no. Okay. That's a tick in the heel column for Dad.
Yeah. And your grandpa's a piece of shit.
Yeah, what the fuck? He's just I'm going to talk about that later. He's racist. Like, how can you have a wife who is an Asian woman and be racist? Like, I don't understand. That happens. Apparently, it's a big thing that happens in a lot of relationships. People are of different ethnicities.
Yeah, man.
Still have racial prejudice against the person they're supposedly in love with. Like, fuck you.
I would
Don't
like
do
to
that.
point out and say, take a look at JD Vance.
Well, fuck JD Vance. Like, he's not a good example of anything. Even being a breathing creature. Like, there's like a horrible growth that just oozed out from beneath the refrigerator. Like, what a
Valen.
piece of trash.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
What a piece of shit. Speaking of pieces of shit, Vice President of the United States of America, JD Vance, piece of shit.
We're gonna get a sponsorship by Maybelline canceled. That's because he wears a lot of eye makeup.
Oh my God.
That was the joke.
Meanwhile, in Mr. Snyder's lair, He spars with the nebbish lawyer, ordering him to see to the boy's abduction. And when the sniveling man says he's got a guy, Snyder asks if they know the Eastern philosophers. To which the lawyer replies, "Well, I know they're very well read, sir." Smash cut to three obnoxious surfer bros looking at a dirty magazine, saying some totally radical, totally tubular, totally incel stuff about bodacious babes, dude. But psych, my dudes, the bodacious babe is in fact a surfboard, my dude. Whoa!
That was fucking funny.
It was actually pretty funny. I was like,
Yeah.
fuck these fucking guys. You fucking piece of fucking. Ow. You son of a bitch.
You so and so's.
Yeah, I oughta. And like it flips and it's a surfboard. Like, it's very funny. Okay.
That was
Would
one
kids
little
think
like
that's very funny?
right. That's one of my favorite running jokes with these three dudes, though. Is like the main one is like weirdly polite.
They're like generally nice, but they're just bumbling fool criminals.
Yeah.
The three morons then proceed to try to rob the convenience store. When Snyder's lawyer calls, he says, "Kidnap the three ninjas or die." Bummer, dude. Snyder says as soon as they have the kids, he'll then lean on Sam, and they all chuckle because bad guy stuff is so fun. This is where he says, "Isn't being bad so fun?" Like,
Yeah.
I'm the devil. Oh God. This man, like, he is so cartoonish. He's not like cartoonish in the Komodo way.
No.
He's just like, he's a bad 80s action movie villain, like in this child's movie. It's very actually funny. I really like that this was just like Canon Films Junior. I kind of really was endeared to it that way.
Yeah. He's got that sick ass suit with the big shoulder pads, and he's got that pulled back, slicked back ponytail.
And it's a white suit, of course. It has to be either white or eggshell.
Hell yeah, man. He looks like Steven Seagal if he was an actual badass.
And about 135 pounds lighter.
Yeah, right. Actually lean. Don't
Actually
talk
lean.
about me that way.
And he actually does martial arts instead of just, "I'm gonna wiggle my hands a lot and then you're gonna fall over." And that's how the spot works. Like, okay, yes, sir.
Gonna move my arm really fast.
I've glued a donut to my face. It's supposed to be a goatee, but it's really just a donut, so I can reach my tongue out and have little snackies every time I'm on set. Oh God! You just see Steven Seagal like reaching up with his tongue.
It's on a fishing line. Don't run away or I'm gonna throw my little fake badge at your face.
Does anybody have my snackies? What I did with this prop is this is a P90. It's supposed to be one of the most devastating assault weapons in the entire world. What I've done is I've replaced the cartridge with miniature M&Ms. So anytime I'm on set, I can just tip it into my mouth. Nom, 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 nom. I need a little snack, you guys.
Someone's touching my snackies. I'm making a citizen's arrest.
I'm going to go hang out in Czechoslovakia. Oh, I'm going to go hang out in the Czech Republic for like 30 years and make 115 movies a year, and somehow people are still going to watch them.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tax shelter, baby.
I'm never gonna pay anybody, and I'm gonna take all the money for myself, and I'm gonna get longer, faker ponytails, and maybe a soul patch.
And I'm going to rub my disgusting body all over these very young Czech women that are in these movies because they want to be actresses. It's going to be fucking great. Oh no! Somebody throw that man in Czech jail. Go to Prague and throw him in a hole.
Where are my little weird sunglasses?
And then you guys see my slippers. I can't be on set without my slippers. That's why he can't run, because he has, in his rider, he has to have slippers on.
I don't make movies in America anymore because my wire team had to quit.
Because it took 70 people to keep him up. And that's just walking. At the boys' house, the two younger brothers rib Rocky about his relationship with Emily as they goof around in their totally 90s out to the max room. They've got Super Nintendo. They've got... I think there's some cool posters on the wall. I don't know. I didn't really pay attention, but they got bunk beds. It looks rad. And we all know that the 90s is famous for misleading an entire generation of children into thinking that they're going to have a cool place to live when they get older. So, like, this is
Yeah,
just an extension to that.
especially media. It's like always made you think when you were a kid, you'd watch all these awesome spaces and be like, I'm gonna make my room just like Hey Arnold's.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're not.
It's got a giant skylight. And in practice, that skylight would just be baking Arnold to death every day. He's just, ah!
Right.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
The solar oven. Um, we see Rocky and Emily have a house-to-house communications via the old soup can gag. But how does soup can phone work? Because you done fucked up, movie. That does not function if you do not have tension on the string. You have to have tension on the string to translate the vibration down the string. Theirs are, though, on really cool, like, armature arms, like the
Hmm.
Pixar lamp, which I thought was cool, but that doesn't keep tension on the string.
Yeah,
But
there's
whatever.
no fucking truth to this art. I was
There's no
all
truth to this
in.
art.
I was going with all the logic. I was down for the fucking ninja stuff, but then the second they don't put no fucking tension on the line, I'm out.
You piece of shit. Actually, okay, I'm not going to get into that. Hold on. I just figured out how they could have made that work. But when mom approaches down the hall, they have a special alarm that goes off, which they don't use later when there's a home invasion. But
Yes,
it's
they
all
do.
do they?
Yep.
Oh man, that must have
Specifically.
somehow they inexplicably fool mom into thinking they're asleep when you know she heard them running around like idiots trying to jump in the bed.
Oh, hell
Well,
yeah, man.
yeah, dude, that's such a kid thing. Like, oh, I made it to bed.
Colt was jumping on a fucking trampoline.
Right.
Which was also the smallest weird trampoline I've ever seen. Like the device itself was huge, but the part where he was jumping was like the size of a fucking 50-cent piece.
Right. It's a special ninja trampoline, dude.
I was like, what the fuck? The springs were gonna gobble up his fucking ankles.
Oh my god. One missed jump and you're just injured for life.
Those are 90s toys.
When mom's done checking, like the moon shoes, like I'm just
Exactly.
suspended 6 inches above the ground by bungee cords. Nothing could possibly go wrong.
Here's a device to just roll the shit out of your ankle.
When mom's done checking on the boys, they resolve to tell their dad that Grandpa knows Mr. Snyder when they see him tomorrow at work or when he comes home or something. I don't know. They're just like, we got to tell dad now. They're like, we'll tell him in the morning. Like, why? What does that do for the plot? Nothing.
Mm-mm.
Outside, the three totally radical kidnappers pull up to the house, dude. They see, like, guys in FBI jackets and stuff, dude. And seeing their totally gnarly and using their totally gnarly powers of observation, like figure out there are totally bogus feds around and stuff. Man, bummer, dude. They decide to come back tomorrow in true procrastinator fashion. Radical. They're
Hell
like,
yeah, man.
we'll just come back tomorrow. Like, oh shit, okay, all right. Is it what's going on, movie? Like, okay, are we doing something here?
Probably a
Quick
good
insert.
idea though, because like fucking three cop cars pull up with like seven fucking FBI dudes. It's like, what happened?
And Sam's dad's like, "You guys want some coffee?" And all these dudes just pile into their house. Like, are they normally used to like 20 highly heavily armed FBI agents just rocking up to their house? Like Sam's
Right.
mom must be like, "Fuck these guys, man!"
I
Like,
just put my kids to sleep, asshole.
these dickheads never take their boots off, and they just track mud in the house. They're just a bunch of bastards. They all want coffee. All these cops want free coffee all the time. It's an abuse of power. Quick insert shot of Grandpa here shaking the rust off his sword techniques. Because, there are ninjas in this movie, guys. Don't go away.
Oh, don't worry, you'll see about 20 walking around in the daylight in a couple minutes.
The next morning, the boys rush out of the house to ride their bikes to school in the coolest kid biking montage of cool kids biking that has ever been committed to celluloid. But the score thinks that they're going to the fair, apparently. It's like, was the extreme sport accompanied by like distorted guitars thing not invented in 1992? Because like I feel like 2 or 3 years later you're gonna hear just like bad new metal or like shitty like pop punk.
Mm-hmm.
underneath the biking montage. Like, yeah, we're so cool. But like they're just with the boop bump, boop bump, boop 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 boom.
Fucking
It so sucks.
the Power Rangers movie. Action boy now. Action girl
Yeah,
now.
no. Get out of town. Like, who thought that was a good idea? Uh, the entire super awesome, totally not life threatening bike ride is stalked by the three surf nappers, but they get totally bummed when they accidentally rear end a cop car. Not radical at all, dude. When Rocky's hot dog in a grandstand and leaves Emily behind, she gets approached by some movie bullies trademark, led by a baby Biz Marquee and Vanilla Ice's #1 fan. The bullies take Emily's bike. They just straight up just fuck. The guy's like, I think my sister would like that bike. And you're like, okay, dude. All right. Cool at cultural appropriation, Ken doll. Like, Jesus Christ.
He's like, my sister would like that bike. Cut to him riding it downtown the next day. I actually am the one that enjoys it, but I didn't want to be judged.
I find the tassels fetchy. You got a problem with that?
The little flower bell is the thing that is really the icing on the cake.
I ride past people and I say, ding dong, fuck your life. Ring, ring. Oh, that's me kicking you in the balls. Oh, God. And when Rocky arrives to help her, all too late because he was too busy hot dogging a grandstanding, she gets suitably mad at him for leaving her all alone.
Yeah, what
and
a
he
dick.
says he can, yeah. He's just like, I could get it back. I could get it back. She seems sad, disappointed, suffering from facial paralysis. Who knows? Because this kid is just not the best actor. Elsewhere, in Snyder's lair of evil, the lawyer is on the phone with the majorly bummed would-be ninja nappers as they explain their workflow difficulties. As Mr. Snyder screams and yells at them to get the job done, or he's going to like pull out their throats or something. He says something very violent.
Mm-hmm.
At school with the boys, Rocky attempts to get Emily's bike back from baby Biz Marquee, and the boys challenge them to a game of basketball. You know, the absolutely perfect intersection of suburban kid and deadly ninja training. And also the most riveting, not boring at all way to pad out your movie's runtime. Accompanied by garbage-ass, fake 90s hip-hop beats.
They were off of Casio. They didn't have a huge budget left after the helicopter shot.
It's one guy behind a microphone going... swing horns. Just the same New Jack swing horn over and over again. It's like, yeah, this is such a sick beat. It is 100% some horrific white man is going to come over the speaker and says, "My name is Dave, and I'm here to say," just shut up, Dave.
I'm here to
You're
rap
not allowed here
in a ninja way.
I will drop you on your head, Dave.
That song at the end was very similar to that, especially with the fucking sampling of Colt that was not on beat at all. It was like, be yourself, be yourself. It was like, what the fuck is happening?
It was peak 90s bad white people hip hop cringe.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Jesus. The entire time, Rocky is barely able to hold Colt back from swinging on these clowns, which is probably a studio or a parent group note, and was actually a pretty good message to give kids that fighting isn't the answer. And it was actually a pretty cool thing. Like, Colt is just ready to throw down with these guys, and Rocky's like, we could actually injure these guys. Let's just chill out, and we can beat them at basketball. They even gave them a 9-point lead in the pickup game. And I'm like, oh, God, I thought a ninja was not supposed to be overconfident, but whatever.
I don't know, man. I really wanted to see fucking Colt fucking deck those dudes.
Those dudes, they deserve it, though. Like, I mean, I understand they're children, but they're dickheads. Like, prime movie bully dickheads. Just like, oh, you guys suck.
They're like, maybe we could take your bikes too. And you're like, shut the fuck up.
I'll come to your house and take your mom. I'll take your mom's bike. I'll take your mom. I'll take your dad's bike. I'll make your mom the dad's bike kiss. Yeah, that's I'm gonna take you. Fuck you, Steve.
You got a boy bike, and I bet you kiss it. You kiss your boy bike, tuck it into bed, and say I love you and stuff,
Aw, that's actually really nice and sweet. Good for him.
because you love
What
it,
did
and you wish your dad was around like I do.
But the Three Ninjas win the basketball game, and everybody's like, woohoo. And I'm like, okay, next. Cut to Mr. Mori outside Snyder's House of Evil, following him as the arms dealer rolls out in a limo, accompanied by racist music sting and a Timu Halloween theme song. Like, it seriously sounded like store brand John Carpenter. It's like, be do do be do 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 do
What was like
do.
the Party City version of that, where like a dude renamed it was like Drew's famous Halloween tracks or some shit?
Back at the Douglas house, Mom rushes around to go out that night as the boys give her a hard time. When the doorbell rings, she says, let the babysitter in. And when they open the door, the most severe looking lady in the world is standing there. When Mom goes to see where Rocky is, he's hanging out in Dad's office, worried that Dad is going to tell Grandpa to stop training them in ninja skills. When Mom says, yeah, your dad's super busy, Rocky asks who the big bad guy is, to which Mom reveals the criminal level of negligence that Dad operates under, saying that, yeah, the file's right there, Rock. You know, the file about the black market arms dealer your dad's been hunting for years, complete with a picture. Like, holy shit. Three Ninjas predicted the Trump admin's professionalism the whole time.
Heyo.
It wasn't The Simpsons, it was the Three Ninjas the whole time.
Yeah, that was fucking weird, man. It's like, hey, by the way, who is this guy my dad's looking at? Oh, don't you know the file's right there? Just look at the picture. It's so weird.
That is criminal levels of negligence. Like, oh my god, that man's going to federal prison if anybody finds out about that.
It's just such a weird thing to tell your child to do, too. Like, look in that file of criminal activity. Hopefully, there's not like body part
Yeah.
images or something. Jesus Christ.
Horrific crime scene photos of like dead kids and
Yeah,
bloody
right.
bodies. And
Dude's a fucking crime lord in the black market, so who the fuck knows? But that was just crazy to me.
after Mom leaves, the babysitter, here being played by Mrs. Trunchbull's cousin Helga, answers a knock at the door, finding not one, but three pizza dudes outside. And I was alarmed this was going to turn into a completely different movie. But, surprise my dudes, 'twas not in fact a porno setup, but in fact a totally radical, awesome, and some may even say gnarly, ruse. As the surfer dudes bum rush the babysitter with a pizza, they toss her in the closet. But, unbeknownst to the surfer dudes, but unbeknownst to the most righteous surfer dudes below, Colt is watching from above, dude.
I don't, man. I don't know, man. I don't know if home invasion can be described as totally radical, awesome, and a gnarly ruse.
Fucking gnarly. It's gnarly, dude. It's gnarly, dude.
Yeah, it was,
You gotta drop in, dude. You gotta drop in. You gotta hit the slush, dude. You know, lock in, hang ten, you know, on the groove, man. On the groove, in the soup. You know what I mean? Like, shooting the tube, dude. Shooting the tube, dude.
riding the
You know what I mean?
gnar.
Shooting the tube, dude.
Riding the gnar, bro.
Riding the gnar, dude. Riding the gnar, dude.
Doesn't she say something like, "We didn't order a pizza," and he's like, "Somebody's got to pay for this, dude."
Somebody's gotta eat it. Oh my god! Get the fuck! No, 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 no. Somewhere across the entire United States, 1,000 parents are rushing to turn the movie off very, very quickly. They're like, "Oh my god!"
Mom, there's three pizza guys at the door. Oh God, you found one of your dad's tapes.
Oh, pizza man! Like, oh my god!
This one says extra sausage. Turn it off! Turn it off!
Oh god! Forced to defend their home, the boys don their color-coded ninja outfits and prepare for war. But come on, dude. Kevin McAllister didn't even need ninja skills, and he handled these clowns. Step up your game, boys.
Yep.
Like, I mean, Kevin McAllister had no skill at all. He was just MacGyver, like a violent MacGyver, and he like sent two men to the hospital and probably killed them if you're doing it right.
I don't know,
The
man. He was
most
kind of a
audacious kid.
savant.
What?
Said I don't know, man. He was kind of a savant.
Yeah, he's like a super genius. The most audacious kidnap dudes come upstairs looking for those little boogers, but the boys didn't need a memo from Master Tatsu to ninja vanish, bro, because they're gone, dude.
Ninja vanish.
Ninja vanish. And like he's literally doing the same gag as Leo was in the bathtub. He's holding himself above.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, we see you move.
Fucking dude lays on the kid's bed. He's like, "Where are these little bastards?"
Like, you didn't look up, you dumb fucking piece of.
Or does he say, "If I was a little dude, where would I be?"
If I was a little booger, where would I be?
Mom and Dad's room, dude. And then they all run out. And they're like, "Last one out has to close the door."
The three easily distracted but no less awesome dudes head off to elsewhere in the house to see if they can catch those little bogus kids. And the ninja boys go into action, dude. The
Dude,
boys.
one of them says like when they're eating, they're just they're like, before the kidnapping, let's chow down and then like eat the pizza. And then,
What does he? He says first. What is the line? He says, "For you can't. First we snack, then we nap." I
yeah,
think
yeah,
is what he
yeah.
said.
And then then it shows them eating it, and they're like, one of them says, "Should we save some of the pizza for the little dudes?"
Which, like, that's a very fun, cute stuff, man. That's funny. Like, yeah, they're running around with guns, like trying to form aggravated kidnapping, but like, it's still funny and cute. The boys split up. Colt going to prepare shenanigans in a spare room. Rocky doing the distractions, and Tum Tum, well, his assignment is in the kitchen because food. Yeah, that gag will never get old. Not 4 movies worth of what the fuck, you only had one joke. Colt sets up his trap in a shadow-choked room, trading his blue gi and mask for all whites to try to truly blend in with the shadows and the light bars coming in out of the window. He makes himself known to the totally tubular trio, and just like the incompetent rubes they are, they take the bait. All three idiots pile into the room as Rocky locks them inside. What
Fucking
follows?
Colt is on his fucking Rorschach shit right here. He's
Yeah.
like, "You're not locked in here. I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me."
Like, shut up, you weirdo. You weird little man. You're a strange dude. Have you ever seen that episode of Samurai Jack where they do the exact same thing?
No.
They're like, I don't know if Jenny Tartakovsky watched this and like made that whole episode of Samurai Jack because of this, but like, it's an interesting idea. He's hopping in and out of the shadows, and like as well as I do, when the room is very dark and there's light coming in from outside, like, your night vision's fucking ruined.
Yeah.
Like, so he's hopping in and out of the shadows to like attack these guys and like confuses and befuddles them into beating each other up. But there's an episode of Samurai Jack where like the sun is setting and all this light is coming in through these windows or like holes in the column, and Samurai Jack just wraps his entire white robe around him, and like there's this huge like fight, and I believe 90% of the episode is nonverbal anyway. There's this huge fight scene where Samurai Jack and the ninja that's attacking him are jumping in and out of the black and white alternating squares in the tower, and it's an absolutely gorgeous bit of television. And I encourage everyone in the world to watch Samurai Jack because it's probably one of the best American animated series that's ever been made.
Hell yeah, dude. That sounds rad.
It's cool. I'm not doing it justice, but it's pretty good. Colt proceeds to harangue and confuse the bad guys into beating each other up as Rocky and Tum Tum work on the outside. Tum Tum making the entire floor slippery with vegetable oil, and Rocky rigging the door to fling back at the bad guys' faces when they try to open it. There are traps, japes, CD shuriken, ball shots, and enough key eyes to embarrass JDF. Rocky nearly hangs a man to death while Tum Tum makes pepper bombs. And I totally think that John Hughes should sue this movie because, wow, there's a lot of very direct Home Alone influence here.
I know, but that fucking thing that Rocky does with the fucking keys and the ties, he straight
Yeah.
up almost fucking lynches that guy, dude.
Mhm. Like,
It's
oh my
fucking
god.
crazy. Throws it over the fucking balcony and just starts stringing them up. You're like,
Mhm.
what is happening?
He's dangling his full body weight off this dude's neck and the strap with the keys. Like, oh my god. We cut to mom and dad arguing in the car. She makes one hell of a joke when, well, dad is just kind of generally racist. Like, what does she say? She says, I'm being obstinate or something. And he go he goes, what does she say? I can't remember the joke, but it's very, very funny and would have been better if the dad laughed at it.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you're being, cautious and reverent and respectful to your grandfather. She's like, yeah, it must be my Asian side showing up. And he goes, it was your American. What did she say?
It's
I can't
something
remember.
like that.
It's a
Yeah.
fucking funny joke. She's like, yeah, but you're also being obstinate and obnoxious. She goes, yeah, it must be my American side. And he's like, oh. He
Yeah.
should have laughed at that. That was a very funny joke. I can't do the delivery because I forgot what she actually said. But back at home, the boys enact phase two, laxative laced pop. The kidnappers decide to get serious, dude, going to look for the boys' fatal flaw. When they goof around on Rocky's can phone, they accidentally find out about Emily across the street. And they eventually entice her to come to the Douglas house where they're going to threaten her to get the boys to capitulate.
How fucking stupid does Emily have to be, though? That's clearly three grown men on the fucking can. Like, hey, come over here.
You're right. Like, holy shit.
And she's like, I'll be right there. What time is it? 2 a.m.? No worries.
No problem, guys. Finally, the boys have met an unsurmountable obstacle when the kidnappers show up in Dad's office holding Emily at gunpoint. All seems lost when those damn enchiladas finally hit bottom and the laxative does its work. Distracted by their intestinal distress, Tum Tum and Emily both figuratively and literally get the drop on the bads, knocking the three diuretic dudes out cold. They beat the surfer dudes,
Mhm.
and the day is saved.
Temporarily.
Temporarily, they think they made their great victory, and then Mr. Snyder shows up with a just pile of ninjas and Professor Tanaka, and like holy shit, like he's actually pretty threatening. Colt or Rocky goes to haul off and kick Professor Tanaka, and he just looks down at him and holds him upside down.
Yeah.
And they take the boys. And Mr. Snyder says, we're going to take the boys, and Sam Douglas better leave me alone or I'm going to kill his boys. And mom and dad get back home almost immediately when this happens. And then there's all the tumult of police investigation, people running around, and blah, 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 blah. Mom is kind of dismissive to Emily when she rocks up and says, I know where he took the boys. And everything stops and holds still as
Oh.
a totally rad ninja warrior shows up in the light from two parked cars. And it's Mr. Mori. And you can totally tell that the ninja guy that showed up in front of the car lights is the stunt actor. And Mr. Mori walks up, Victor Wong walks up with a different cut because it goes from this like jacked sort of martial arts guy to like this little old man hobbling towards them. Like, oh
Yeah.
man, you could have just let him stand there in front of the lights. Like, I don't understand why you guys are being weird about it.
Yeah, the fucking face mask looks a little too small, so he looks like he's barely able to see out of it. Just
Yeah.
like you see like the quarter of his face between the eyes and the mouth, like, hey.
It would be It would be totally like a police academy or airplane style joke if he walked up looking all impressive and started talking. It was,
Yep.
and they're like, "What?" And then he pulled down the mask and then said the same lines over again. That'd be very,
You
very funny.
half
It'll be
expected
yuck.
it to.
Mr. Mori offers to go find the boys because he knows where Mr. Snyder's secret hideout is. Um, Dad goes back and forth with him for some reason. He doesn't want him to go do this, probably because he is a government asset. He does have men in place that probably could raid this ship. But Mr. Mori says, "Let me go and give me a couple hours, and if I don't have your boys back, then come get us." And he goes to Mr. Snyder's docked ship of ninja training. And I was so excited for this ship because, like, it's literally just a ship docked in the harbor that they have a ninja dojo in. And there's like piles and piles of these goofily dressed ninjas. They're climbing ropes, they're doing the training dummy, they're doing tumbling rolls, they're sparring with swords, and they take the boys across. And Professor Tanaka is very stern and very rude to the boys, and they throw them in like a brig or something.
Yeah.
Which I was like, that's very cool. That's such a bad guy, like villain layer type shit. Like, give me that shit. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Um, all the while we see Grandpa approaching, and he's like a total badass. He's just taking these guys out, all this stuff. And Mr. Brown, the lawyer, says, "Your grandpa's going to leave you here, and no one's ever going to rescue you." And the boys, having found out the connection between Grandpa and Mr. Snyder, are suitably also in distress because they're like, "Oh, Grandpa's one of the bad ninjas." Okay, go lay down, buddy. Go lay down. To which he's not, and he's coming to get them, a la Waterworld, when the little girl is saying that the mutant guy is coming to save her.
Hmm. And the reason that they think that their grandpa is one of the bad ninjas is that picture that Rocky saw earlier in that highly classified document on his dad's desk was a picture of Snyder with grandpa.
Yeah. Oh my god. Two people cannot possibly exist in the same place without both of them having the exact same moral failings.
Nope.
Didn't you learn nothing from your ninja training, child? So the boys, being very clever and resourceful boys, break out of the cell by doing the old gag of testing the telephone and pretending to be a guard.
Mhm.
And they fight their way to the training room, while Grandpa also fights their way to the training room. Alas, Mr. Snyder stands above on a dais watching the boys try to fight their way free of all the ninjas, and Grandpa jumps in at the last moment. There's a big spectacle scene where the heavy henchman, Professor Tanaka, comes down, and the boys all have to try to fight him, but their punches and kicks have no effect because he's just that much of a stone cold badass.
Hell yeah.
Steve, go to sleep. And they're hitting punching on this guy, and suddenly they remember the training dummy, and so they all
Yeah.
hit and punch in the same specific places. Colt and Rocky both punching in his head and his shoulders and his chest, and Tum Tum just runs up and gives him a ball tap so hard that he falls down. It's very, very funny. He sells it very comedically. Until at last Grandpa jumps between the boys and all of these heavily armed ninja, who all these ninja dudes just have piles of guns.
Yeah,
These little
dude.
boys are running through them with hand-to-hand combat, and you're just like, just shoot the kid already. I don't understand what you guys are doing. Just
Dude,
shoot him.
that part cracked me up so bad because they're all running around with swords on their backs and dressed like ancient ninjas with like hardcore like secretive combat, and then the second they feel even slightly threatened, like machine guns, assault rifles, like what's
Right.
happening?
The boys fight their way through the intestines of the ship. They're making like adjustable wrench nunchaku. They're making different weapons out of found stuff. There's a guy that rocks up in his ninja costume. He says, "A fellow chucker, eh?" And he proceeds to completely accidentally knock out his compatriots with the nunchucks. And it's kind of a very funny scene.
Hmm.
But finally, when the boys are threatened the most, Grandpa comes down out of the rafters, and him and Mr. Snyder have to have their final confrontation. They battle back and forth. It's very tense. It's very, fake emotional as Grandpa gets disarmed and Mr. Snyder is posing to get him with a sword. And I have no idea what happens after that. I think they all team up to beat him.
No, he fights them. They do something. Fuck. Oh, it's with the jelly beans. Tum Tum gives Grandpa the jelly beans,
Oh yeah.
and he lifts up. Snyder lifts up Maury with fucking something, and he shoves the jelly beans in his mouth,
And
and
he
he's like,
starts
ah.
and they all give him like a quadruple super kick or something.
I think something like that. All I remember is that before they started fighting, he made a deal with Snyder where he's like, if I beat you, you let the kids go. And he's like, everyone hears me on my word. You let them leave if he wins. So they like made it very clear that Grandpa beat him so that everyone could be set free.
And with the bad guy defeated, he of course doesn't hold his he doesn't keep to his word, and he commands his ninja to all fire at the same time. And that's when Dad finally comes down with his pile of jackboots, and they arrest all the ninjas at the last possible second. And the day is saved. The boys did their work. The evil arms dealer is captured, and there are less goofballs wearing ninja costumes running around with AK-47s. And we go back to seeing the boys get to return to training, and having proven themselves to their father, which they shouldn't have had to do, he accepts their new ninja names and accepts that they will continue to train with the grandpa. And that is our movie.
Pam, 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 pam.
Hey, I just want to, throw out there just a little idea. If your kids walk up to you and say, hey, I would like to be addressed as this now, you should probably have a conversation with them instead of just being like, no, your name's Dave. Like, oh, okay, Dad, fuck you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, why can't we just talk about shit? Like, have a conversation. He's probably, I don't know, in the 90s, he would have been like definitely a boomer. Like, he would have been like just the guy that shows up, cusses you out, and tells you to like wait to eat until he's done eating. And like, that's how you know your father. You know what I mean?
And to be a man. You
And to be
gotta
a
be
man.
a man.
Don't cry unless you're bleeding. Like, oh
Yeah,
shit.
exactly.
You
And
little
then,
F slur. Oh shit.
yeah, that sounds like a dad.
Sounds like a 90s dad. Sounds like an 80s dad.
Well, my takeaway from this movie is that it was okay. It was nothing spectacular. I don't know if I'll watch it again. It was okay though. It was entertaining enough. What's your takeaway from this?
I enjoyed it actually. It wasn't like Warriors or Virtue, which I wanted to watch for years and years and years and years. Um, it was just kind of a fun, low budge action flick for kids. Like
Yeah.
it hit all the beats. It had all the proper characters. It had all the silliness, but there just wasn't a shit pot of explosions and boobs and death. I think is the main difference. And I'd probably let my kid watch this. You have to have a conversation with them about like, yeah, these guys actually have training. If you want to go to karate, like we can get you trained, but like you're not going to be able to just run around chopping people in the throat. You know what I mean? Like it's all about actually communicating with your children instead of just saying, no, it's banned.
Yeah.
It's like nothing the ninja training taught them was objectionable morally at all. It was
No.
like, oh, ninjas don't fight people who are weaker than them. Ninjas are honest. Ninjas do not steal. Ninjas do not kill. Like, I mean, sounds pretty familiar, you guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. This is fun. Let's watch not a kids movie next time though, because we have a lot of kids movies coming up. And
Yeah.
I totally forgot we were supposed to watch Mortal Kombat. So like,
Oh, are we?
yeah, when I suggested this one, like we talked about it. And we are like, oh, what movie are we gonna watch? I totally forgot we put Mortal Kombat on the list somewhere because
Oh,
we
I don't
didn't want to
remember.
watch so many kids movies in a row. But yeah,
I just remember Poltergeist was coming up. Which
yeah.
which one? When did we decide we were going to do that? Was that the next one?
I think Poltergeist is next week. Yes.
Okay, okay, gotcha. All
All
right.
right. Are you gonna
Uh,
write the script for that because it's one of your favorite movies?
yes, sir. I got that one for sure.
Cool. So if you like what you heard, you can follow us on Instagram at jesus.stole. You can follow me on Instagram at zreynoldswrites.
You can follow me on Instagram at underscore DJ DMED underscore.
And leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and a comment on Spotify or a review on any of the other podcatchers. I hate using that term. Podcatcher. Yum. And I just think it's dumb. But leave us a review. If you leave us a bad review, we might read it on air because I think it's very, very, very funny. If you leave us a good review, I might read it on air because that's very nice of you and thank you very much. But engage somehow with us. Send us an email. Tell us we suck. We're a bunch of rubes. I don't know. Thank you to Mustard Plug for the use of their song Vampire for our theme song. And as always, listen to more ska.
And don't let in. Oh, I fucked it up. And don't let Jesus steal anything from you. Get that shit back.